hearing of assessment on Monday, April the 28th, 11 a.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. Next item on our agenda is public comment. If you're here to speak regarding the Meadow Lake Lake Board hearing and assessment, you can step over the microphone on my right, your left, and you'll have 3 minutes for any comment. And if I see no one coming forward, I will close public comment and move on to consider appointment of Lake Board chairperson.
I don't think it passed, but Township Supervisor played that role, and I move to nominate Township Supervisor Lake Board Chair.
All right, is there support? Support. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, item number 4, consider the appointment of Lake Board Treasurer and Secretary. I'd like to appoint our clerk, Martin Brook, for that role. Is there support? There's support. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Item number 5, approve business meeting minutes from April the 10th. If you had a chance to look at the minutes, would you like any changes or adjustments to the minutes? No? Anybody? No? Okay.
Will be approved as presented.
And there's a second support. There's support. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Item number 6, review the 2024 lake maintenance. Tom?
This one?
Okay.
I'm Michael Smith with Lake Road Tigris. We perform a couple services on Meadow Lake as of 2024. We carried out our usual survey biobase vegetation mapping, as well as we pulled 3 muck samples from 3 different locations on the lake to test for organics versus inorganics to see if the lake would be see if it would benefit from basically biodredging, which is the application of muck tablets or pellets to reduce muck load and to slow down nutrient release from the lake as well. And then aquaweed is the herbicide and algicide applicator for Meadow Lake. But during our normal aquatic vegetation assessment survey, we noted similar species compared to when we first did it in 2018. It was around 6 different species, and I remember the culprit back then was dense amount of carrow growth, and it was starry stonewort as well mixed in. And this really does limit the biodiversity that can grow because of how extensive and thick the mats can grow along the lake bed. So for, I guess, better management for that, maybe aquatic or aquaweed can look at using a granular algicide. It'll last a little bit longer and have more contact time with that carrow or starry stonewort.
Any questions for Michael?
What's the plan for this year?
Plan for this year, we did add on water quality testing, so when we meet next time, we'll be able to talk about those parameters. So it'll be similar to the other lakes with testing biological, chemical, and physical properties, such as pH, temperature, testing nutrients. And then I'll have to look too, we might be doing sulfate, chloride, and fluoride too. So we can discuss those.
On the map, the vegetation, you're really agreeable with this time after it's just a small area now, but that's one of the allergies that have been.
Yeah.
I think you had mentioned in the report possibly doing a lab analysis to see if it's toxic.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you could do that. It's definitely wouldn't hurt at all. But what we saw out there was, like 3 or 4 different clusters. So it's nothing to be too concerned about. And dating back to 2018 when we first did our first report, we noted that as well. So it seems like a regular occurrence. Yeah, we haven't seen a spread or anything like that. And so I think it's pretty minor. And we get out there, we see it again. I could pull it, take a sample back, look at it underneath the microscope, see what I see. But then again, that'll just be confirming species. But we get to send it to, I like Green Water Labs. They're really good. Some of the best mycologists, we have in the country. So I would recommend sending it to them for a P-tox analysis.
And
Yeah, it did seem correct. It did seem Aquaweed was getting pretty good control with Akara and Starry Stonemore. And I say both of those because they're mixed in pretty well together. Those mats, they interlace, and so those two species can co-mingle. But yeah, so I would say it's definitely, I guess, the same species are there, but their amounts are greater. So I guess that's good with Kara and muskgrass being lower. That's what we would kind of want to see, and then hopefully we can expand that going forward while still maintaining, so it's not a nuisance for recreation or anything like that.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Item number 7, consider approval of the general liability and directors and officers insurance policies received from Hub International. Tom?
So last year, all the lake boards in the township obtained directors and officers liability insurance, and this year they're looking to renew that and also obtain general liability insurance. Total cost for this year is going to be approximately $3,350, and it was included in the budget. Attached in the packet are the quotes provided by J. Sawmiller.
Any questions on the insurance?
I move we approve obtaining general liability insurance and approve the renewal of the insurance.
Support? Support. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? It passes. Thank you. Item number 8, review 2024 revenue, expense, and fund balance report. Tom?
So in the packet is a fund balance report prepared by the Township's accounting department earlier this month. A new document was prepared later last week, and the two are identical. Everything is in order.
The final fiscal year 25 reserve is the same as $15,317.
Yes.
Number 9, confirm expenditures since last review, April 5th, 2024 through April 3rd, 2025.
In the packet are a list of invoices that the Lake Board has paid since it last met in April of last year. This is a chance for the board to review those invoices and to address any problems. There is none, but I can answer any questions you may have.
I have to make a motion to approve and confirm the expenditures.
Support? There is support. All in favor, say aye. That passes 4-0. Item number 10.
So in the packet are a list of delinquent accounts that the Treasurer's Office prepared in August of last year. There are 47 accounts that were listed as delinquent, but most of these properties have been paid off in the time between the report was prepared and now. Just asking for the board to confirm the list of delinquencies, to certify them.
I move we confirm and certify the delinquencies as presented.
Support. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes 4-0. Consider the adoption of the 2025 budget. And so this is where we'll open up for a hearing, public hearing. Okay. Review the purpose of the hearing, the assessment, or consider the adoption. Consider the adoption of the 2025 budget.
So in the packet is the proposed budget for the Lake Board this year. I would say the most important expense is the bridge inspection. We just got an updated quote from HRC, and it's going to be approximately $10,000. Everything else is pretty standard when it comes to the chemical treatments. And when it comes to general business operations, the insurance, legal costs, and the mailing of notices are included too. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Yeah, we'll just a minute. We'll open up for public hearing in just a minute. We're just going through some things we need to share first. Any questions from the board?
No, just want to thank Tom and Larry for putting this together and working to get all the information necessary. So I will make a motion to approve the 2025 budget presented.
And support? Support. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. So now we'll open up for a hearing of assessment, and this is to review the purpose of the hearing, and this is the presentation of the lake assessment role. This is a time where the audience can come up and speak about this budget.
So the purpose of the hearing is to review and make any objections to the special assessment roll, which is being proposed to address lake improvement matters.
Can you step up to the microphone and just tell us your name and address, and we can give you 3 minutes.
Sure. My name's Dave Unger. Address is 6860 Valley Spring. That puts me into the higher tier of the Lake Board charges. And sorry.
No, go ahead.
Not really a concern about the charges themselves. You know, could be more, could be less. I just wanted to understand where the cost of the bridge inspection gets slotted in there, given that there's no increase in the charges being proposed going forward, because it's about $10,000. That's no small amount considering our 4-year budget of, I don't know, roughly $100,000. So that's the only question I have.
Our biggest area of the budget are the retreats, and unfortunately, something we just have to ATC as needed. So some of the treatments are $7,000. We also have some expenses like the dam inspection every 5 years, so we try to budget enough reserve to accommodate. We've only raised it once since 1986, so we try to keep that in mind. This year, we're trying something a little different as far as the weed treatments, where they give us a schedule and a fixed amount, and they're going to come on specific dates and give us a $10,000 fixed amount. However, we still retain the ability to say yea or nay, so they come out and there's no, but the hope is to provide a little less variable. We've actually had years where we've had to get extra meetings because we went over budget because of the weed treatment. But it's just season to season, just don't know what. So the old protocol was I call up, they come, take a look, tell us what we have, and do a treatment, give a price. So now we're going to try it where they come on specific days and give us a fixed price, and then supposedly we won't go over that. And then their thought with some of these invasive vegetation, keeping in check rather than waiting until it's at the point where you have to call might be fiscally prudent.
Okay, so I guess the answer would be that we think there's enough room based on the variability of the weed treatments that we can cover the $10,000 for the bridge.
Yeah, and this isn't a regular expense, it's once every 5 years, and in the past, the Lake Board has generated, hasn't spent all the money it's allocated for expenses, so we have a reserve of $15,000, and we can use that to spend it down.
And one other thing, thanks, Lori. I know you're very involved in all of this, so I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Unger. Any other comments to the board? Please step up to the microphone, introduce yourself and your address, please.
My name is Paul Verley of 6838 Valley Spring. Excuse me. And I just have a question because I'm curious about the bridge. I've been told different things relative to no traffic on the bridge as far as cars. What takes place as part of the inspection? Is there, in previous inspections, has there been concerns? And what do we know about that bridge at this point? That would be my question.
Yeah.
We had a bridge inspection in 2019, and there was a bit of murkiness as to what the state law is, because most bridges are supposed to be inspected every 2 years, and there's certain criteria, like, for instance, if your bridge can connect to a public road,
Right.
or, rather than just being on a random, very kind of big state with no access. So we had and at the time, they had concerns, and their suggestion was to limit.
Limit.
The other issue we had is when vendors come across the bridge, the weight loading, a lot of them now by the companies requiring they have to take a picture to show that what they're bringing over. So we've had huge trucks with sand for the beach that might weigh 10,000 pounds. So they want to make sure that the loading is accurate. So that's a component of this inspection. So we had the inspection in 2019. At the time, they said to limit the road vehicle traffic until we establish a firm weight limit and address some of the issues that they have. So with a lot of happenings and various other delays, it hasn't been until we've been working this year and actually have a company to come out with and possibly in June to do the weight loading and the inspection to give us the definitive answers.
You find out more. All right.
And I mean, we attempted, even the original company that built the bridge, one Marshal, but we're like small potatoes, so they're not bad. Getting a company to come out, so the township was able to get a couple block to come and do the inspection.
Hubble rock.
Have they established
No,
a weight limit?
that's what there, and then according to what we've been told, the weight limit has to be posted at the beginning,
Right.
and then the perfect temple side.
And HRC is going to help you with that.
Correct. And then it's part of becoming an impediment, because now we have the vendors coming over, maintenance, and we don't want to take it into risks.
Right,
So
well, that was my concern.
erring on the side of caution.
Right. From a liability standpoint, I was curious. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Lori, for all the work you do.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Paul. So yeah, it's understandable. We're only doing the weight load from this report. The weight loading will help ensure that the contract is all across to do the weight maintenance and so forth as needed. Safety first.
If there's no more public comment, I'll open the public hearing and move to consider approval of resolution confirming Meadow Lake assessment role.
So in the packet is the resolution to confirm the assessment roll. The rates are the same as they were in '21, with the addition of 2 new properties, 4487 Y Oak, which is now paying dues to the Meadow Lake Farm Civic Association, and 6925 Meadow Lake Road. The one single property became a 2, so a lot split occurred.
Thank you. I move we approve the resolution for the assessment as written.
And is there support? Support. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, passes 4-0. Thank you. And item number 16, any new business that might be discussed? And then I'll move for, we have a motion to adjourn. Okay, we adjourn. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
We took it away. But I'm here. You can push up on it.
Oh, you can.
And after.
Trouble you, the property that's split.
6925 Meadow Lake.